Hello everyone, welcome back to CSC Core Concepts in the series of Database Management System. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a very interesting language called as the structured query language, most popularly used for retrieving and manipulating the data in a database. So structured query language, it became a standard of the ANSI, that is American National Standards Institute, in 1986, and is an international standard organization in 1987. Now, what is SQL is a structured query language, because when we want to retrieve any type of data from the database, we cannot just simply tell the computer in any casual language that, hey, give me these details, hey, or hey, please sum of this. So the computer won't understand. So in order to retrieve data from the database, or you want to manipulate some data into the database, you need to write the details in a very structured format. We call this as a structured query language. So the query has to be written in a predefined format, that is a structured query language. So it helps access and manipulate the data in the database. It helps to retrieve data from the database. You may insert new records, update the existing records, and delete the records. You can create a new database, create new tables, create stored procedures, create views, etc. And even you can set the permissions on the tables, like who can be able to view, and even if you are able to view, how much you can be view, or what type of operation you are permitted to do. All these permissions you can keep in the SQL. Now, the types of SQL commands, the queries are of 4 types. First is called as the data definition language, that is DDL. So, in order to create, when you create, you give a command called as the create command. Create, alter means if already existing, then you want to make some modifications, you can use alter. And if you want to remove it, you can use the drop. If you want to rename, you can write rename. So create, alter, drop, rename, these commands are your data definition language. That is, they are defining the database. Okay, not yet created, just created, and truncate, of course. And then comes your data query language. So once your records are already in the database and you want to retrieve the records and you want to use those records, so for that you can use the select command to retrieve what you want to select and see. Then comes your data manipulation language. So when your data records are in the database and you want to manipulate, that means you may want to insert some more records, or you want to update. Let's say you want to give a bonus to all the employees who are working since last 10 years. Okay, so this is an updation operation. You want to increase the fees of the course. Okay, so these are update operations. And then comes your data control language, which controls the data, that is grant and revoke. Grant means you want to grant or give some privileges, and if you want to if you want to stop giving those privileges, you want to remove those privileges, you can call it as a revoke. Understood? Now, when you are writing a query, you have to have some variables. Now, for those variables or the attributes, okay, what are the types of, let's say, for example, when you are creating the tables, right, you have attributes. So these attributes will have some of the data types. So one of the popular data type is a numeric, when you want to put some numeric values. So numeric can be integer values of various sizes, integer or int, or you can say a small int. And floating point is the real, that is, if you want to have something in course of decimals, you can put refloat or real or double precision. Formatted numbers, if you can want, let's say money, like 89 rupees 50 paisa, right? So you can declare those attributes using the decimal, where I and j, where I is the values before the decimal point and j is something which is after the decimal point. Now, if you want to write some character or string, then you can have two options. One is fixed length. Now, if you know very well that this is going to be the size of your value, okay, fixed, okay, then you can declare it as character, and n is the number of characters allowed. But let's say our name, somebody has a 3-letter name, somebody might have a 10-letter name. Okay, so it varies. So in those cases, you can use varchar. Now the difference is that in case of character, if you are declaring something as character, in that case what happens? Whatever is you have decided, and that will be assigned to you. Okay, so in case if you have written character 20, you allocated 20, okay, places, but you finished writing in 3, so the rest 17 will get wasted. Whereas in case of varchar, the rest will be released. Okay, so it won't be wasted. Then comes your data type boolean, that is either true or false. Then comes date. The components are year, month and day in the form of by, month and dd. Then time has components hours, minutes and second. Timestamp is something which will include both date and time fields. Now specified constraints. You can put some constraints on the attributes also, like say not null. If you want the field to be mandatory field by the user, then you can set the constraint as not null. Okay, so if null is not permitted for particular attribute. So implicitly, but for primary key, you need not write not null, because it is understood when you are defining it as primary key, it is understood that it will be not null. Then default. Suppose if some for some column you want to set a default value 0, okay, or some value, so that you can mention as default check. Now if you want to have certain condition, that let's say for example age, and you want to keep a restriction that nobody should put age less than 18 years, okay, suppose in that case, like some you have to be a major, not a minor person, right, to enroll for a scheme. So in that case, you can always put a restriction in that column, that check that age is greater than 18. Otherwise, it will not allow you to enter. Or suppose if somebody is entering negative value in weight or age, okay, so you can always keep a restriction check that the value is not negative. Then primary key, you are going to define like this. Department is the name of the table. Department number is the variable, attribute, and its data type is integer, and it is the primary key. Unique key, you can specify using the keyword unique. That is department name should be unique. Okay. Now, a department name, if you are saying unique, that means it is not a primary key, but it is a unique key, means everybody should have a different value, but only one null value is allowed. Then comes your foreign key, so which we have already studied, that the primary key of one table can act as a foreign key in that other table to establish a relationship. So you will define as foreign key department number. It is referencing. You have to mention where it is referencing to which table. Okay. So which table's primary key it is. So references department. So this is all about your data types and constraints on the attributes. So more about the SQL and getting started, we are going to discuss from my next video. You can just check it on that how we are going to get started with the structured query language, right from creating the tables, altering them, and how to use the data manipulation language and data query language to fire queries on the records. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to CSE Core Concepts. Thank you.